I met Dr. Gianfranco here in the sacristy of the Basilica one day after Mass, and we quickly became friends. We met more or less once a week to talk about spiritual matters, but also about our work and day-to-day problems. He specialized in treating people whose larynx had been removed due to throat cancer. Using a small valve and special techniques learned in the United States, he was able to make his patients talk, and they simply adore him. They saw in him the one who had saved them from a life of social isolation and depression. One day, after the 6 p.m. Mass, I found him as usual here in the sacristy. However, he did not have his usual smile. Something was definitely wrong. When we arrived in the visiting room, where we would usually go to talk, I asked him what had happened. As I told you some time ago, he replied, I felt that something was wrong with my lungs. Well, 3 days ago I was diagnosed with lung cancer. In a few days I will have surgery, but as a doctor I don't think the surgery will be successful. I'm only doing it to give hope to my wife and my son, who is only 11 years old. He was not afraid of death because he had a deep faith. His only concern was leaving his family. I'm sure, though, he told me, that God will assist them. I hugged him with tears in my eyes. After the operation, he came to visit me as long as his strength allowed it. We used to walk here in one of the cloisters. He especially wanted to talk about what it would be like to meet the Lord. Little by little, his whole being was focusing on life beyond life. A few weeks after our last meeting, Gianfranco passed away peacefully in the loving presence of his wife and son. On a shelf in my room, next to the photographs of my dearly departed, my parents, my brother, Father Giuseppe, Father Mario, there is also Gianfranco's pictures. I pray for all of them, and I am sure that from on high they pray and care for me. We should never think of our deceased loved ones as people we have lost forever. Rather, we should think of them as invisible companions who constantly take care of us and accompany us in both the peaceful and difficult moments of our lives. Indeed, the wonderful reality of the communion of saints tells us that there is an intimate and spiritual bond between us and our loved ones who already live with the Lord. From heaven, they can intercede for us by invoking His mercy. But we too can offer them wonderful help by praying for their souls. Prayer is an act of love. Therefore, praying for our dead means continuing the love to love them and to believe deeply in eternal life. During this month of November, we friars of the Basilica of Sant'Antonio in Padua, Italy, we remain as faithful as ever to our commitment to the great family of Sant'Antonio. That is why we will remember all your deceased loved ones at the Holy Mass we will celebrate here in the Basilica on November the 2nd at 6 p.m. If you wish, you can participate in this special liturgy through our website. And let's remember that if we have loved someone in life, we must not forget them after death, because love never dies. Peace and all good.